It's gonna burn for me to say this. It's coming from my heart. It's been a long time coming, but we done fell apart. Really wanna work this out, but I don't think we're gonna change it. I do, but you don't. Think it's best we go our separate ways. Now tell me why I should stay in this relationship when I'm hurt. And baby, I ain't happy, baby. Plus there's so many other things I gotta deal with. I think that you should let it burn.
When your feeling ain't the same and your body don't want you, but you know, gotta let it go. Ain't no party, ain't jumping like I used to, even though I might bruise you.
Let it burn.
Gotta let it burn. Deep down, you know it's best for yourself, but you hate the thought of being there with someone that is over. You know, gotta let it burn. Gotta let it burn. Whoa, ha, ha.
Whoa, ha, 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 whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, 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 ha. Whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, ha. Whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha, ha, ha. It's a remix. Whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha. Say, whoa, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha. Whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha. Whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha. Whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha.
Whoa, ha, ha. Yeah. Whoa, ha, ha. Okay, you better be lone morphorous.
You see that? You didn't even know they were together. Hire me, Beyonce. Hire me, Beyonce.
Hire me, Beyonce. I'm available.
Oh my God.
Hey, everybody, welcome back.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Blackest Show about Nunca. It is Jade and XD. Bullet.
Okay, can I start off really terrible real fast?
Yes, I've been waiting.
I mean, this is really awful. Mm-hmm. But I see this clip the other day where Matthew Knowles' side bitch. I was trying to think of what was the consigliere? Not a consigliere. What's the other one?
No, not consigliere. She ain't killing people.
No, not consigliere. What's the other one? The mistress. Gumar.
Yeah.
Matthew Knowles Gumar / baby's mother did an interview talking about how she lived 10 miles down the block from Beyonce and Jay-Z, who are billionaires or whatever, and how her and her child are on food stamps. And she just cries in the mirror to herself every day because the baby asks her, how come Beyonce don't love me? And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should not. Well, first of all, I hate teenagers, so I don't have no sympathy for them. And second of all,
that's like
that ain't on her.
Fresh Prince when Ben Vereen. Well, what? He don't love me, man.
Yeah, but at least that's your damn daddy. Like, she didn't ask for this shit. She's like, what? I don't even know that nigga.
Right. We're 40 years apart from one another. I don't know.
And the tears and laughter started when the lady said, I look in the mirror and cry to myself every day.
Yeah.
And then I saw he asked, why Beyonce don't love me? And I screamed. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Why would you do this interview?
Like, so what do you just do? Just sit and rock him? Just I don't know.
No, she rocks her goddamn self. The bitch says she sits and looks at it. What is it? What was the one clip? I can't remember what it was from, where somebody was looking in the mirror and they would just burst out crying and they laugh and smile. And then they bust in tears. She just stands there. She looks at herself at the mirror. Woo, I'm sorry. I had to.
my number one question this week is, what do you want me to do with that information, right? Like, if I was Beyonce, well, I would do a lot of things.
She better than me, because that tour would be over. And you know what I would do? I'd mail that fucking horse to their front yard.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, here you go, a gift. The most useless.
Pawn it.
Pawn this horse. Figure out how to get it.
Yeah.
Get it to
Renee. Yeah.
It would just say Renee for you, but for and you.
Or I'd be shady and send like an Ivy Park drop. Be like,
or one of them fans that don't click. But it don't. The Renaissance fan is not meant to click.
Yeah.
Fan me off. I'm hot. Woo, shit. Okay, well, welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. We had a week off, and
we got lots of catching up to do.
A lot of catch. We left for a week, and the internet turned, I don't know, into the Ozarks. It was weird. It was just
white people partying on boats in the middle of the lake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's the souls of black people and
atop
natives
the souls.
That,
mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Well, where do you want to start out with? Because I have something that I need to share with you, and I don't know how far in the show we need. Well, I guess we need. How was your week? It's been 2 weeks.
Oh gosh, it was so many things. It was so busy. It was so busy. I saw Jinx Monsoon live.
Ooh,
yes, I did. That was incredible. It was at King's Theater. Crystal Jean and I went, and it was just so good. It was Jinx being Jinx. It was song, and it was a band, and it was comedy, and just her being herself. And it was just so good to see her. She's just such a Virgo queen. So I saw Jinx Monsoon live. I flew to Texas and got my eyebrows micro shaded.
Okay, so I was going to say, I was like, you looking real Frida Kahlo about the visage.
Well, right now we're in the harsh healing phase, so they soften.
Okay.
And I told Noah, I was like, don't worry, they soften. Like they just have to go through a healing period. And she was like, good. I was like
okay.
Oh, full asshole sometimes. Full asshole. What?
Oh yeah, she a tween now. That's about to be a thing.
Oh yeah, and I'm about to be like Miss fucking Pat. Okay, it is about to be so much in my house.
Yes.
Cause it'd be taking everything in me not to like cuss her back. You know what I mean? After I said they're gonna calm down. She's like, good. I'm like,
Like, okay.
All right. Because didn't nobody say nothing.
You ain't say nothing. Right. You ain't say nothing too bad for me to say nothing back.
Right. But also you did. You asked.
Yeah. Just be like, I'm watching.
So I didn't say nothing when them teeth was falling out. And you was looking like a pirate for a while. I did. So maybe this is just payback. Yeah, it's fine. That's just
Kids
this is gonna be kids taking back the night. Okay.
Take back the night.
Baby hippopotamuses just coming all over the place. How'd you die? I got ate by a batch of kids.
Demons, I tell you.
Be in the afterlife. No, I love kids and they love me. It's so interesting the way that I love kids and they love me because I just talk to them like I talk to you.
Little adults.
But yes, I got my eyebrows micro shaded, so they are itching to death. So if you see me braid pat my forehead, it's because
it's just so you just dyed them. Is that
no? It's a very surface level tattoo.
Oh,
so essentially, what they do is they take, my shape and all of that. They make everything symmetrical. They map everything out, and then they do it. They shade. They, tattoo it like you're filling in your brows. But there's different methods for different. So like I have brows. So it was a matter of like getting the shape and filling in. Then there are some people who don't have them, so they have to do like powder. Then there's some people who have a different one. I got like a combination powder, ombre, something or other. And then some people just do the ombre. So it's like, it's different levels to it. But the first day, fabulous. And then once it settles, it'll be fabulous. But while we're in this ghetto healing stage, like I said, with those on the Patreon, you see me do this. It's just because my eyebrows are itching. But yeah, real. Flew to Texas for 36 hours. So that I could, or 48 hours, so that I could get my eyebrows done. You always know there's a plane thing I'm about to show you. So, when people jump up on the plane at the end, that we got to get our luggage, we got to get off before everybody else. So I'm going to show Patreon first. So this is me in my seat. So you see there's no reason that I'm going to show XD. Just this crusty ass. Oh, let me get even where it got closer. Oh. Do you see how dirty that arm looks? So I let it stay there for about 17 seconds. I counted. I didn't have my fan like I had last time to smack that nigga's hand. But I got ignorant. I said,
oh my God.
Hey, when are you going to move that fucking elbow? And he was like, oh. Like, you got to scare him a little bit. How long are you going to let this nasty shit rest in my space? So yes, I did that. Eyebrows. We went to go see Elemental, which is cute. Disney Pixar. I'm waiting for when Disney gonna do some, because they don't tell me I'm grooming kids and shit. Like, when y'all gonna do some gay shit?
Disney is gay shit.
Yeah, what gay shit they did?
Everything Disney is gay. Like, it's the gayest place on earth, which is why it's
the gayest, most heterosexual place on earth. Because they push all the heterosexual doors.
Well, yeah, they have to do that. But everything got a gay subtext. You know what I mean? Like, right. Scar, for example.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Scar is RuPaul.
That was... Yes.
What do you want?
King Mufasa's on his way. So you'd better have a good excuse for missing the ceremony this morning.
Oh, now looks as though you've made me lose my lunch.
Ha! You'll lose more than that when the king gets through with you. He's as mad as a hippo with a hernia.
That's exactly it. Scar is RuPaul.
Scar is RuPaul.
I think about The Little Mermaid,
Who gay?
Well, no, okay, maybe that's not a good example. I'll find gay subtext there. Oh, well, Ursula, drag queen,
Okay. A little bit.
Yeah. Give me another Disney movie.
Seven Dwarfs, Snow White. Who gay?
Well, that's about ableism, so that's a whole nother thing.
No, you're right. Sleeping Beauty. Who gay?
Yeah. And who?
Sleeping Beauty. Encanto. I can say Beauty and the Beast. It was Lumiere. It was the candle.
Yeah. It was the candle.
And low key, Mrs. Potts.
Sleeping Beauty.
Because Mrs. Potts, because every stud got a kid, and so Mrs. Potts, even though she had a kid, Mrs. Potts was off niggas by the time we got to her.
Yeah, I take that back. With Sleeping Beauty, Maleficent was definitely the lesbian in the
She might be bisexual.
Yeah.
That's perhaps. You might be right. But I don't want them to accuse us of grooming.
No.
I don't, because that's what y'all be doing. Faces of Blue.
They have a whole series and continue. Did you know Chris Hansen is still catching predators?
I thought he got stabbed or something. Hold on.
Surprisingly not. But no, he is still out here exposing on YouTube.
Can we watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I know who you are.
Okay. I'm looking.
This is a predator.
Right. clearly. There's something you need to know.
No, Jerry. Yeah, he is still out here doing the work, exposing these dirty white men.
Good, Chris Hansen. I love when he used to pop up with bring a case of Smirnoff and some cookies.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yes, get that nigga.
Exactly. Like, I'm ready. Ooh. And then they'd be so hyped, like, ooh, I'm ready. I'm gonna go upstairs and I'll be back. Okay, pour yourself some lemonade.
They'd be bringing cases of motherfucking Smirnoff and some famous Amos. That shit is crazy.
And I'd be like, SWAT, enter now.
Right. But I don't even be pro-police, but I'd be like, back to blue, send them niggas in.
Okay.
Send them. Oh my God. So I'm at one of my best friend's house in Houston. And she's getting a bunch of construction done on her house. So I was like, I we pull up or whatever and the workers are there. So I'm walking in and I turn around and I see this big ass Texas sticker, like the shape with the Blue Lives Matter flag, like that's how it's shaded in, and then a big back the blue. But her workers was Mexican. So I know, but Miami, Cuba, we know. Yeah. But I also was like, So I was immediately alarmed. So we got inside and I sped past them. Hello, goodbye. And I said, whose van are they driving? She said, that's their van. I said, with that back the blue sticker on the back of it? She was like, oh, let me tell you the saddest thing. These niggas have a back the blue sticker on the back of their van because Mexicans and white work vans are targeted. They just pull them over just because they want, immigration shit and racism. And so in order, they said the percentage of how much the police have left them alone and not pulled them over since they put that sticker on the back of their van is alarming. But that's why they had the sticker on the back of the van. Isn't that crazy? The lengths.
That's wild. And a part of me wants to say that I have seen that here. Because it makes sense when you put it that way.
Right.
It's fucked up beyond measure, but I sometimes you got to do it for protection, right? I get it. That's why a lot of people wore MAGA hats, for a while. Not just for the shock jock. I get it. You got to play in the game for survival.
Yeah, I think that's where my natural selection kicks in, and I'm like, well, y'all just go ahead. You got me, gal, because there's just certain shit that I can't do. I can't do it.
Listen, I'm just gonna I'll just go back to my home country and deal with whatever issues there, because it's not worth it for me to.
But I get it. Like I know that we are speaking from a place of privilege,
Americanness,
and Americanness and all that. I totally understood. Like I understood why once it was explained to me, it still felt very cringy. Obviously, just because seeing it is
it's hella cringy,
jarring,
and awful.
And the fact that it has to be done in the first place in order for somebody to leave you alone is just crazy. But yes, that's so. Let me see what happened. I tattooed my eyebrows. We saw Elemental, which was cute. That was about racism. Y'all gotta go see Elemental. This is about interracial love. Dr. Umar would absolutely hate it.
Oh my God.
When you go look at it, look at the underlying notes.
Oh my God.
No, but it was cute. We did that and went to the water park. I told you I busted my ass. It's not torn. It's not a torn hamstring, but it is a severely sprained one. So that was that. So I've been walking around with a cane, which has been incredible. The other flight, not this one with the elbow, but the other, when I was coming back, people started doing the same shit. I gotta rush off the plane. I gotta get off the plane. Nigga, I took that cane and stuck it across the aisle as a barrier and got up, and then I freed 2 other black people. I was like, y'all come on with me. Oh, the cane has been incredible. I got in a wheelchair for the first time at the airport.
You see
Nigga.
why Mariah just gave up on walking?
Oh,
for 2 years?
completely. But let me tell you, the only reason that I can't totally give up is because I can't be cooking sloppy joes in my bed. But
Shout out to Shataka.
shout out to Shataka. But let me tell you something. I know why Griselda Blanco had old people bringing cocaine into the States for her, where she said old people are less likely to get searched because, nigga, the way that we were zooming through that airport on that fucking, my TSA pre-check, I didn't even have to, or my clear, I didn't even have to use it because they just wheeled me right on up to the nigga in the front and was like, all right. And they were like, yep, looked at my shit, passed right through, security, everything. I'm not telling y'all to tote cocaine, but all I'm saying is,
yeah, I'm out to just put special accommodations on my thing. I too would like to wheel through.
And then, I started getting, arrogant because I was like, let a nigga be in the handicap stall. And I'm like, excuse me! Insufferable.
You stub your toe one time and all of a sudden
Let me tell
you an
you something.
amputee.
Let me come down on my ankle wrong and get back on that game.
Like, I have cancer. Move.
Don't.
I'm not claiming that.
No, I don't. No, I'm not. Wasn't even. That wasn't.
Oh, don't even do that either.
I'm not doing that. I'm not. There is a boundary to my hellbound.
Only on Patreon you can see that.
Hello, Christ. I'm about to sit again.
Oh my God. It's time to pay bills.
Oh, yeah, it
first
is.
of all.
It is.
Thank you for tuning in each and every week. We have a Wang Dang Doodle here, and I hope you do too. So tell a friend and tell everybody about Jaden XD. The more, the merrier. Come join us on Patreon. If you didn't get your money worth before, you're definitely getting it this week because
I said it. I said what I said. I don't.
The bras are off, and we're having a good time over there. So join us on our Patreon. Link is in the description box. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube. It's free. Actually, matter of fact, right now, just go on our YouTube channel and click subscribe. It's free while it's on your mind right now. You can pause this episode right now. If you're at a red light, No.
No,
you can
nigga.
wait until...
Right.
You can wait until, you're in line in the drive-thru at Starbucks or, when you get to the office.
Yeah.
Don't text and drive, but you can listen to us while you're driving.
Yes.
Also, shop our sponsors. We have fabulous sponsors, especially one today. Shout out to Ernan. And is there anything else that we...
No.
have to advertise?
No. No, we can just get to this shit.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a break, and we'll be back after this. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Life doesn't happen bi-weekly, so why should payday? Don't even get me started on the once-a-month gang. The money you earn can be yours in your hand today with Earnin. Earnin is an app that gives you access to your pay as you work, up to $100 per day or up to $750 per pay period. Just download the Earnin app and verify your paycheck. Then access up to $100 a day as you work and leave an optional tip. Any money you access plus tips are automatically repaid from your next paycheck. Now, I know folks who have used Earnin in a pinch, and that's not a lie because legally, I cannot lie about this. But bills hit on this day, payday was on this day, and they had to figure it out. I know if I needed something like Earnin, it's what I'd use. Make Earnin a part of your financial routine and join Earnin's over 3.5 million customers who say, when I think about Earnin, I think about financial stability, security. It gives me a peace of mind. Download Earnin today spelled EARNIN, in the Google Play or Apple App Store. When you download the Earnin app, type in Jade XD under podcast. When you sign up, it'll really help the show. Jade XD under podcast. Subject to your available earnings, daily max and pay period max. See earnin.com/TOS for details. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Bank products are issued by Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
And we're back with more Jade and XD.
Oh.
So I was telling Jade, I reconnected and hung out with our friend who I have not seen actually since Jade got married. Now I think about it, it's been a long, long time since I saw this friend.
I feel the same, actually.
Yeah, but we're out and I'm waiting for her. And there's this organization that's having like this big conference, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're at Yard House and I'm waiting for them to come. And there's like this bevy of like older Black women.
Oh, I love it.
Like by the dozens.
Oh.
Like, if not, there had to be like 100 or so women like coming at me, like of the esteemed Black woman variety.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on?
Did you stop and ask?
Well, I didn't have to because in true auntie fashion, the merch tells you what you need to know before you need to even ask. Because, Black women don't ask me shit. You can read. So the ladies of distinction had their annual, it's for you to Google, their annual conference. And
it sounds like a conference I would not want to go to.
Because I thought it was a Greek organization, right? Because they're all wearing pink. I was like, oh, this is AKA's regional situation. No.
Top ladies of distinction?
Yes. TLOD. Mm-hmm. Now, from what I gather, they're like like Order of the Eastern Star, but like for education. They all look like they were teachers and things, right? Okay. But they was dressed and getting down. So Trina was like, she was like, this is like Auntie Con. Yes. This is Auntie Con.
That is Auntie Con because as soon as I went to the TLODinc.org.
Yeah.
First of all, the logo, honey, is opulent.
Something, I'm telling you. Ta-da. Oh, I know. She is she's here and she's present,
She's not queer. They may not like that.
Not at all.
Based on what I'm saying.
She is stately. So we were sitting down, and I don't know if it was like the executive board, but they was all like everybody there had like Susan Smith braids from Essence. Like it was like everybody was again esteemed Black women. I love that. So they all get up to leave, and Trina goes to one of them like, "Oh, I see you." Auntie was like, I put it on, right? And it was like, she had like a little silver bodycon dress with a blazer over it. And I was like, yeah.
I put that shit on, right?
Yeah. I said, I love all of this.
I do too.
It was just also just jarring because, you don't really see a lot of Black people at once in Los Angeles like that. So I was like, am I missing out?
That's how we got recognized by Don Cheadle and
exactly.
What's that nigga's name? M'Baku. Like,
yeah.
Because we was the only niggas on the corner. O-N.
In all of Los Angeles.
TC. Only niggas on the corner.
Yeah. Only niggas on the corner. That sounds like a rap group.
Can
collective.
we create our own ladies of distinction, but call it Only Niggas on the Corner? We can have us a conference.
Yeah, but I also don't want that to be confused with like niggas who just hang out on the corner.
Or
you know what I mean?
Or like only niggas, or like the only niggas, because in a group of,
You remember where I used to live? and in Brooklyn, and there was all those niggas that were in that like thing. Although, yeah, I don't want it to be that, but yes.
I'd rather it be that though than be the only nigga.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So this past week, since we were off, a lot of people had ugly ass opinions about things. And I want to say that it warmed my pea-picking heart
Yeah.
that you all thought of me
Yeah.
when you all
You realize we're
affirmed.
like prophecy rebuking niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
be calling out the behavior long before it shows its ugly ass.
Yeah. So if you didn't know, do I want to be nice or do I want to be me?
Be yourself. Now is the
Moon
time.
Donkey. Moon Donkey got on the internet and decided to disparage our young millennial and zillennial queens who are doing the work in artistry to push sexual liberation and freedom forward. Megan, Janelle, the lady who shows feet in racial chats.
Yeah.
And so Moon Donkey had a lot to say in a little Instagram caption. She pretty much was like, on this land.
Yeah.
You know.
Very that. Respectability. Yeah. Okay, so for those who are lost right now, Indy Irie got on the public internet and decided to spew her opinions about Janelle Monáe and Megan Thee Stallion's performances at Essence. Them being scantily clad and showing a titty or shaking ass. And yeah, she spewed all her ugly opinions about that and how we've lost all the shit. Y'all know all the shit. And let me tell you something. Niggas was not having it.
It warmed my heart. I got a little misty.
Not that being the thing that made you emotional.
I got a little misty.
That's how I felt when I saw that python wrapped around that dog.
You see what I mean? Well, no.
Oh, in a good way. Oh, you're right. I thought you just meant rare occurrences
I don't
of crying.
no.
No, not like that. I didn't.
No.
That. I didn't.
That didn't curl all the way over.
That didn't. No, that didn't. That didn't slap like. That was not how I meant that. That came out very wrong.
But I got you.
Yes.
I understand.
Yes, it made you misty. Yes.
Yeah, I was a little misty that, you all came together like the Avengers to, to hit her with the STFU.
Oh, what were some of the best? Let's look up some of the best responses.
Because, again, and then what made me laugh was people would unearth my tweets about them. Because about how I've always said that her music is about, her being ugly and why we need to be okay with it.
And her opinions are, here we go. Not making it to the TMZ. Indy Irie, dragged for blasting MTS and Janelle Monáe. Let them live a bit. I'm using, how they do the caps. Okay, let's see here. Oh, not Essence Fest responding. You cannot police Janelle Monáe. Let's see if there were any.
I got a little.
Go ahead. I'm listening to. Oh, here we go. Here's her comment.
No, that's a private conversation. Actually, that's not something we can have on the internet.
The issue is what is context. If I yell, it's because it's in all caps. Humanity does everything, but does everything belong in a stage? I didn't know things went in a stage. No. Is everything for kids? No. Is everything for everybody? No. So when we as a culture make something like this mainstream, it shows a lack of discretion and discernment. To those in the comments who laugh at anyone who wants these things for out culture, you certainly have that right. Just as many folks have the right to want our mainstream international export out music to show us in a respectful light. I'd like to go on the record saying this won't age well, and that's my issue. I love Janelle and Meg the way I love us all. And I don't like this moment. Don't bother debating me, LOL, IDC, and I do this. For 25 years, I've done this. So read, ponder, or don't.
All of the girls say, if I could fuck me right here, right now, I would do that. Looking in the mirror at me, my God, like who that? All of the girls say.
So, you know, I read that and I was like, well, let me put my evil bitch glasses on because that's how she wrote it.
Yeah.
And so anytime somebody says like, oh, I love them. No, you don't. You don't. That is just a way for you to save face.
That's
and
like it's like Drag Race when they'll be like, well, yeah, I pulled your lipstick, but like it wasn't personal. Like it was a really hard decision for me because I was really just girl, shut the hell up.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, like if she was mainstream, she would have completely different differencing opinions. Right? Like, I think a lot of times, if you ever notice people who have made it mainstream and who are come from a different time are embracing the younger culture.
Oh, absolutely.
Whereas people who are niche folk and have always been upset that they've never gotten the mainstream push, they're always hypercritical. Because Jill Scott ain't said nothing, and she's hotepstress for real. She done remade the Star Spangled Banner. She oversang it, and it was corny. But you know, niggas liked it. But she ain't say nothing about showing a titty.
Me and Antoinette was talking about when she took over. You got me at the Roots at the fucking block
It's
party.
so aggressive.
If you don't worry about who I saw. Why'd she do that? Why'd she get up there doing that? Woo! Another hoteptress auntie that I literally just saw the other day, Erykah Badu. She be saying some problematic things. We're not gonna act like she don't, but she ain't said shit. Why? Because she be embracing. She loves the young people doing the young people shit.
And that's what's my new term that I learned from TikTok. That's what jams my Glock. Because
no, see, why is everything? Me and Tristan was talking about this. Why is everything about guns? Bruh, everything, drill music, everything.
Because America made it that way.
I know.
Listen, proud to be an American.
That's so sad.
I'm kidding. I'm
I know.
I'm being facetious. But there's this guy I see on TikTok. I'm on TikTok a lot because that's the only thing, because I don't have to read other people's fucked up opinions on Twitter or Facebook or whatever.
Real.
I can go and get recipes and just like nigga shit I could laugh at.
Yeah.
But this guy, he just says, shit that pisses him off. And he was like, you know what jams my Glock? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, same. That jams my Glock too.
I want to use that, but I also...
It's unassuming because it's me. If you said it, you have to be careful who you say it in front of. That's you know what I mean? Like I think about like if I were a drug dealer, I would be the most unsuspecting drug dealer. Yes, I may be 6'3" and dark skinned, but I wear a bag in the crook of my arm.
You
know what I mean?
would be like old boy on Jason Sudeikis and Meet the Millers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I watched that for the first time. Did you ever watch that movie?
Mm-hmm.
It was actually very funny.
Yeah. Speaking of funny, I meant to ask you this. Have you this is something we should explore as a team, but have you ever experienced Seth Rogen's houseplant products?
No. What?
So you know he has his own cannabis and cannabis home goods
Seth
stuff.
Rogen products.
His weed is really good, houseplant. But what's more interesting is the stuff he sells, like the furniture and the kooky ashtrays and stuff like that.
I am far over 21. Okay, let's see.
You should go on. You should watch his Architectural Digest because they did the houseplant home tour.
Look at this ashtray.
Hello, AD. I'm Seth Rogen. Welcome to Houseplant. This is a front yard. We've been operating a lot throughout COVID, so we've had a lot of meetings and get-togethers out here, outdoors. We're finally returning to the indoors, but people love corn.
Yes, so he was like on the Architectural Digest video. He was talking about how in the 60s or the 50s, you know, everybody thought smoking was going to be a thing because it was healthy for you at the time or whatever the fuck. So that's why they invested in like really cool ashtrays and things. But when they realized in the 70s that niggas were dying from cigarettes, they stopped making like cool ashtrays. So now he's like trying to bring that back as well as other like accoutrements.
And he was
talking about how he sat with the design about how to create the perfect ashtray if you're a weed smoker. Because he was like, you needed something deep and you needed something to hold the blunt that's not gonna like make it slip.
Yes.
Like it's very methodical. Wow. But I was like, why don't Jade and I have our own like thing? You know what I mean?
Can we do that? Let's do that.
Yeah, we could design our own
line of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely down for that.
I'm being very serious because
same.
Like even the packaging is really cute. Like
first of all, this is the cutest smoking accessories I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This standing ashtray that looks like a little lamp. This is
and then he has a lamp ashtray. It's so cute.
This is cute. Oh,
yeah.
He got a block table lighter. So like when all the homies, you know, you're all sitting at the table or like you go on vacation, this is perfect. You just press, everybody can just light right there. Nobody's passing the lighter around. Somebody steals it. Mm-hmm. There's a cute car lighter.
Oh, the car lighter. That's my favorite. He showcased that on the AD video. Yeah.
Oh, this all-in-one rolling tray. Oof. The price of that.
Oh yeah, she's a little pricey.
She's pricey. But you can tell why because the shit is good quality. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not a record player also. Come on, Seth Rogen.
So he also has vinyls that he curated music for to match each strain.
Stop.
So he has like a record for indica, a record for hybrid, and a record for sativa.
Oh,
that you're supposed to play with the houseplant cannabis you bought. I will say his weed is very good. It's very smooth.
As thoughtful as those products look, I know the weed is good. Mm-hmm. Like I'm bought in at this point.
Yeah,
I'm bought in.
You know, we should do that.
Speaking of Seth Rogen, ugly people behavior. Jonah Hill.
Yeah. Oh my
nigga.
God.
I did not know. First of all, I did not know that Yeti microphone was a fucking
menace to society.
What?
Or women.
To women. To women.
To women. Because at first when I read the text message, right, I was like, okay, like, oh, he's setting a boundary. But then I read it again. But then I was confused because I thought it was from his current girlfriend, but it's not because he just had a baby and it was from this ex-girlfriend. So then I was like, what is your motive? But that's neither here or there. So I'm reading, but then I found out like.
I know, because I take the grains of salt with a grain of salt.
Right. So I had to like keep reading and figure out like, oh, so he was trying to police her behavior from jump. Like, how you gonna tell somebody like, I don't want you taking pictures with other surfers, and if surfing's your thing,
that's
you need
what
to
you
find
do for a
somebody else.
living.
And that's how you fucking found me.
You got to do promo videos and all kinds of stuff. And I don't want your butt cheeks out if you're going to be having. But then it's the manipulative, nasty way of like, if you are going to display these behaviors, then I am not the person for you because I have placed my boundaries. I said, oh, this nigga is like a demon.
This is when people villainize therapy and villainize shit that they learned. And this is why I hate when people go on Twitter or whatever. My therapist said, and blah, they didn't say that shit. And if they did, it was meant for you.
And can we be honest?
Else.
Can we be honest? Not all your therapists is good. Okay?
No, they're not.
Let's be very
They're
clear.
not.
Okay, first of all, half of them ain't certified. Okay, and I'm not talking about Dr. Joy and the gaggle of credentialed black women who know what the fuck they talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your raggedy ass therapist who is doing some shit that they know that they're not supposed to be doing. It's unethical and everything else. Half of y'all therapists is not good. While you sitting up here quoting your therapist.
Right.
And like you said, you weaponize in therapy when you then start telling people that their behaviors are problematic because of something that your therapist said. Because that's not what therapy is for. It's for you to address you, motherfucker.
Well, let's take a break because I have something to share with you on this note.
Okay.
Well, let's take a break and we'll be back after these messages. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Excuse me? So this is what we doing? This really what we doing, Mike?
What you mean is over?
Wow, shit.
What you doing here?
What am I doing? I live here. This is my house. What do you mean?
You're not supposed to be at home right now.
I saw you on my doorbell camera.
Yes, I live here.
See, you crazy. Are you serious? This was...
And we're back. So over the break, I'm going to read something to you. It's a Reddit post, but it is on brand with ugly behavior. Okay. It's a little long, but I promise you it is well worth it. Okay. Now, when we came across this from a video, and they were reading this, and they were getting updates as it was happening. So this is, and I think there's a new update, so this is exciting for me.
Okay.
So, like, it's exciting. Title: My husband is cheating on me with my best friend. Right. Right.
Oh, no.
I'm honestly not sure where to start, so I guess I'll just start. My husband and I have been dating since I was 19 and he was 22. We've been married for 6 years now. We have 2 kids and I'm 6 months pregnant with our 3rd child. 2 years ago, I found out my dad has stage 3 colon cancer. My dad is my only parent as my mom passed away when I was 12. He's my favorite human and he's my favorite human in life. Without him doesn't seem as colorful. His laugh is contagious and he gives these big bear hugs that seem to make all of your broken pieces feel like they're perfectly in place again. Whenever I've had a hard day, he doesn't poke and prod. He just lets me vent and listens. About 5 months ago, we discovered the treatments aren't working for him. And in direct quote of the doctor, he said months, not years. Since then, he's gotten progressively worse and now is losing memory. He looked at the dog he got me for my 21st birthday and said, "Wow, that's a nice dog. Where'd you get it?"
Oh.
My husband has been my absolute rock. He has been there for me, holding my hand and helping me through this. He's been so loving and attentive to both my kids and I. Don't get me wrong. I am a mother first, always. I don't allow myself to wallow. My kids are still loved, cared for, played with, and I haven't let my load slack around the house. Once my dad
I
got
don't like
his
this verbiage
updated
already.
Once my dad got his updated prognosis, my husband encouraged me to quit my job. After a month later, we discovered we were pregnant again, and I still hadn't let go of my job. I kept holding out for some reason. After finding out I was pregnant again, he assured me it was still okay to quit my job, and that honestly, it would save us a small fortune on daycare costs anyways. So I did. I quit my job.
Oh no, girl.
My best friend and I have been friends since diapers. Her family is like my family and vice versa. My mom and her grew up together. We've always been solid, and right after my dad's appointment, when we found out he hadn't so little time left, I drove straight to her house and she held me while I cried for hours. If there were soulmates in friend form, she was mine. Thick as thieves is what my mom used to say.
Firefly Lane.
This morning, as I was up with my 3-year-old, he's sick, my husband's work alarm goes off. He has a few he set, so I turned that one off and gently woke him up. He said he was up late working, so he took the morning off, rolled over, and went back to sleep. As I went to turn off the remainder of his alarms, I saw a text from my friend on his lock screen that said, "I'm assuming since there hasn't been an angry pregnant lady on my doorstep, you haven't told her about us yet." Time froze in that moment. I took his phone and walked away and just read their conversations. 4 months this man has been fucking my best friend. 4 months these people have been lying to my face.
Oh my God.
And I know what you're going to say. You should have seen the warning signs. But I've been clutching this phone in my hand for 2 hours and nothing. He has been so loving and attentive to me, but he always has been so kind and gentle. There has been no late night work. There has been no late night work nights except for once in a blue moon. There has been no lingering touches between them or even glances. They act as they have since the day I first introduced them.
Some people
How
are very
sick
good
is
liars.
it?
That's not fair to put that on her.
How sick is it that she calls him her brother, but she screws him?
No, ma'am.
I know so many people get a moment of clarity in situations like this, but I have none. Aside from being sad about my dad, I haven't changed. I'm still a loving wife and mother. I still doted on him and my children. I talk to him about how he is doing and how was his day every freaking day. I haven't allowed the ground to swallow me whole.
It's not true, girl.
I know what I have to do now, but I just don't want to. I'm about to lose my family and my support system in one blow. I'll confront him tomorrow. Today, I just need this last 24 hours of peace. As for her, I won't give her the satisfaction of a response. I don't care why she did it. She did it and it's done. I was always the friend who cleaned up her messes. After today, I will cut her out of my life like she never mattered at all. This has to be the hardest storm I'll ever weather, but damn it, I'll know I'll sail through it. If not for me, for my children. Whew.
Child.
That's part one.
What? Oh my God.
What you think?
Cut that nigga's dick off and cut hers off too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's better than me. And I get it. Like, she's so focused on her father and she pregnant. Like, she got a lot of shit to worry about, as, you know, her other kids, you know what I mean? You know, let alone like her best friend and her nigga, just least of her worries right now. So I
don't give a fuck about humanity or none of that shit, or, you know, shit happens or any of that. There's no justification. There's no justification whatsoever on either party's part. And I'm also not for like go after the woman but they are both equally as guilty in this particular instance.
Her best friend is a cunt because why would you text him and be like, oh, I guess because I don't have an angry pregnant lady on my doorstep, you ain't tell us about our relation. You didn't tell her about our relationship. Like, no, this means that you had a discussion that you were going to end this relationship with your partners or whatever. And with, and you're all going to finally be together. Cause that's what this gives. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
girl, how do you think your life is going to fare after that? And
always.
How do you think that's going to fare? And this is not about cheating. I do understand that things happen with that. Like, this is not about that. This is about this particular instance and all of the parties involved and how they have interpersonal relationships with the other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nasty business. You said that. Okay, what's the rest? Okay.
So,
Jesus Christ.
Remember, that was night one. Night two. So, a small update about everything going on since my kids are now in bed for the night. I spent the morning gathering everything I could and making a checklist. I sat in my office for the better part of the morning telling my husband that I was preparing things for my dad. Not a total lie, because I did have to get him sorted with hospice.
Who cares
today.
if it was?
Right. And, with hospice, we all know what that means.
Yeah.
So my boss would be happy to have me back. However, my lawyer said, pump the brakes on that idea for the time being. However, my old boss did tell me that whenever I'm ready, the door is open and just to give her a call.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to point out that she found a lawyer within like 30 minutes of her finding out.
Yeah, it's not difficult.
So he does. However, my old boss did tell me that whenever I'm ready, the door is open and to just give her a call. He does not have access to my inheritance from my father nor my mother. My lawyer assured me that. Okay. I didn't mention her in the post, but my mother-in-law is an absolute angel. I love and adore her so much, and she's always been a shoulder to lean on.
Okay.
After he had gone to work for the afternoon, I asked my now ex-best friend's mom and my mother-in-law to meet me at my dad's house.
Oh, no.
My kids were outside playing with now ex-BFF's older brother. I just handed them the screenshots, saving them from the unsavory pictures and sex tape, though I did tell them it existed. To say they were furious was an understatement. And they are on my side completely. Angie, my now ex-BFF's mom, is ready to cut contact with her daughter completely. She kept repeating how sorry she was. We hugged and cried together. My mother-in-law told me she couldn't believe she raised a spineless, terrible human. That no matter what happens, I will always have her, and as far as she's concerned, she doesn't have a son, only a daughter.
Oof.
That's a lot of performative, but okay.
It is, because neither one of y'all are cutting your kids off. Let's be clear.
Yeah. I mean, they should, but no, you shouldn't even cut your kids off for this. You should
but
cuss
you need
them
to,
out.
you get in that ass forever.
Mm-hmm. Right. After an in-person meeting with my lawyer, we went over the finances, logistics, and everything you could think of. She has all the proof, and she's out for blood. With this post now on TikTok, I don't want him to find out by an app because one look at the story and he'd know it was about him. With permission from my lawyer, my ex-BFF, her mom and dad, and my ex-best friend, her mom and dad, what does that mean? Oh, her husband and his parents everybody's having a get together tomorrow.
Okay.
And by the time they're sitting down and showing them everything that I know, my dad, my kids, and my ex-BFF's brother, he's coming to help me juggle the kids and my dad, and being big and pregnant doesn't help with mobility. We'll be at my dad's cabin a few hours away enjoying time and space. I know a lot of people were hoping for me to get revenge or do psychological warfare, but honestly...
she's pregnant as hell. What the hell is she going to do right now?
Right. But honestly, after my kids went to bed, I took a shower and just broke. I don't have the strength or energy to dish out anything. I just want out. Pretending like everything was okay today was too exhausting, and I just don't want to do it. Once he finds out tomorrow, I'll update with the aftermath. I'm sure it'll be huge. As for now, thank you all so much for your kindness, warmth, and support.
While he was scheming, I was beaming in the beamer, just beaming. Can't believe that I caught my man cheating. So I found another way to make him pay for it all. So I went to Neiman Marcus on a shopping spree.
Yeah. So someone asked, screenshot and save those messages before he could delete them. And so she was like, I did. I emailed everything in an old email I haven't used since high school, and I don't keep saved in my apps. That way, if he goes through my phone, he doesn't find it. I'm not a very good liar or good at keeping a poker face. But since he woke up, I just been using the excuse that I'm upset about my dad and just need space. He bought it. I called around for a couple of lawyers and found one before he woke up. So I've been emailing them back and forth for the last hour.
Child.
Right.
Now, I hope once she's unpregnant that she lights both of their cars on fire.
Right. She, she talks about how they have a prenup and she's been a big saver. And so he gets nothing.
He gets to be with her ex-best friend.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just glad the lady has a support system, because I was afraid with her father passing away, her not having her mother, and then she's about to lose her spouse and her best friend all in one poof, that she was going to have some sort of support system. So I'm glad that she has a support system.
You ready for the last update?
Oh, my God. Okay. Oh.
Yeah, Mama went through it that week.
Okay.
So... hello everyone. I'm here for the much awaited update. For my typing's sake, I'm going to give everyone fake names for context. So her mother and father-in-laws are Ruth and Joe.
Okay.
Her ex-best friend's parents are Angie and Bob.
Okay.
Her ex-best friend, Jess.
Okay.
Her now ex-husband is Tyler.
Okay.
Her ex-best friend's brother is Jake.
Okay.
And then her daddy is her daddy.
Okay.
This is very important to know these things. I have a few things I want to get through, so I'll just summarize as best as I can. And if you have any questions, I'll answer them in the comments. To get this out of the way, because to me it feels important. Yesterday, I scheduled a same-day appointment with my OBGYN.
Ooh, amen. Thank you.
And got tested for just about every STD, STI out there. I got the results back for most of them, and they were all negative. There's still a few that take up to 2 weeks to get the results back for, so I'll be waiting on those.
Okay.
When I met with my lawyer, I brought everything out of my end financially wise, including the wills from both my dad and my mom, and I managed to get my hands on his financial documents he stores in his office in a locked box. I brought over everything we had set up financially for my children. While I'm not totally sure if it's everything, I am pretty confident I got most of it. My lawyer was happy I managed to get my hands on that much. Ruth, which is her mother-in-law, even handed over her will to me from both her and Bob to ensure I was taken care of in the divorce.
Ooh.
My lawyer understands I am wanting a divorce immediately. However, she wants to make sure he is through and isn't missing any key. She wants to make sure she is thorough and isn't missing any key info.
Okay.
So hopefully I'll have an actual divorce papers to give him in about 30 days. I'm not rushing her though. I'm just letting the professional do her job. Now, you ready for the mess? Because you thought it was messy already, but we haven't got to the sit down.
Okay.
So now it's time for the sit down. I asked Angie and Ruth to describe everything in detail on what happened. Angie, the revenge seeker that she is, forced them to sit through a slideshow she put together of all the texts.
Oh! At the cookout?
Yeah.
Ah! I hope it was on a projector or in the house.
Yeah. Come on, Bob. Focus it. Focus. They need to see. I know a lot of you were concerned about one of them telling the other sooner than later, but they were so secretive, they didn't even tell their significant others what was happening. Once the slideshow ended, Tyler tried lunging for Jess, and Joe actually had to force him to sit down. Tyler was shouting profanities at Jess and telling her that she'll regret this. Jess started crying and begging her parents for forgiveness. Bob looked at his daughter in the eye and told her he will never forgive her for this. Blood or not, she is no daughter of his. He didn't raise his daughter to be this person. Jess was always a daddy's girl, so I think that cut her pretty deep. Jess is in the middle of a divorce herself, and her parents were giving her money for her lawyer, and they told her she is cut off from both of them financially and physically.
Oh yeah, this is the torture you deserve.
Yeah, this is a white Succession. Yeah, this is Succession.
This
like
is a mess.
Right. So Tyler's dad was irate. According to Ruth, he looked like he was holding back on throttling him. From there, Tyler went straight home. I know because we have a Ring doorbell camera along with a few cameras in the house for our kids to keep an eye on them when we aren't right next to them. Tyler came home and saw that most of mine and the kids' stuff was gone, and he lost it. He started yelling and throwing things. The house is now trashed with a few holes in the walls for decoration. When he didn't find us there, he went to my dad's. While I did spend most of the day, he was at my dad's door trying. Wait, what? Well, I did spend most of the day, he was at work packing and moving things into my dad's house. We were already at his cabin. Okay. Tyler took a baseball bat to my dad's door, trying and failing to break it down. My dad's neighbor actually called the cops on him and he was arrested, and his parents refused to bail him out.
Good.
I had an appointment with my therapist today.
Girl.
Time. I've had one for a year now since I was struggling with my dad, and it just felt good to just cry and let everything out about how I was feeling. It was very helpful, and she gave me a few tools to work through my emotions with this one. I felt very grounded and empowered for leaving my session today. I'm also planning on setting up my children with a therapist when we get back to the cabin to figure out the best way to deal with telling them. I know people said I shouldn't, but I will be telling them just in an age-appropriate way. I don't want there to be secrets and lies between us. I've always been as open as honest as I can with them, again, in the most appropriate kid way. Just because they're small humans, they're still humans and still deserve the truth. Very true. You know, I hate when, people want to sweep shit under the rug and whatever. I'm trying to summarize a lot of this because she went through a lot. So Jess started blowing up her phone, demanding that I fix the situation, and immediately started blaming me. My lawyer told me not to block the text just in case they spill out any additional info I was missing. She was playing the poor me card. The thing is, though, I never influenced her mama and daddy to cut contact with their daughter, so that was their choice. She actually started blaming me for stealing the love of her life.
What?
I introduced them when Tyler and I started dating. So I'm not sure where that came from. And then Tyler is only with me for the kids. Honestly, I knew she was trying to hurt me at that point, and I didn't give her the satisfaction of responding, though. Between her and Tyler, I have about 200 missed calls. Tyler went from begging and pleading to forgive him. Like I said, I didn't have divorce papers to hand him, so he's just stuck in this unknown gray area. I also asked Angie and Ruth not to say anything about the divorce to him yet, purely just for my satisfaction, honestly. I know it's slightly petty, but keeping him in that gray area of not knowing is my small revenge to him.
Girl, too small.
Right. He's been now threatening to call the cops on me for kidnapping, telling me Jess wasn't the only one. Bingo, just what I was looking for. And to telling me I'm a stuck-up bitch, to threatening me, to begging me for forgiveness. Honestly, it was just a whiplash reading those texts. I'd be lying if saying those texts didn't hurt me and terrify me all at once.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. We don't have any...
This is on TikTok?
No, this is on Reddit.
Ooh,
yeah, this is on Reddit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And as that's it. I should have mentioned that her ex-best friend's brother who's been helping them out, he kind of slipped in, was like, I've always had a thing for you. And she was like, now's not the time, nigga. It's not.
No, it's fair.
But yeah, that's what happened. And that happened over the week, and I wanted to share that with you and you all here to get your thoughts. And since we're talking about ugly behaviors, That's a real ugly thing to do.
You know what? That is the ugliest. Okay, that's a very India thing to do. Here's my thing. I was very short-sighted in saying like their cars on fire or their homes with them in it. They don't deserve to die. They deserve to live.
Suffer.
Ooh, and child, cutting them off financially is just makeup artists.
Because you know they rich. You know they rich. You know
Absolutely.
they people of money, right?
She
so if
said
you cut off
her mother
access to
died when she was
resources-
12 and left, and she had a will. Like,
Yeah.
let's just say if my mother went when I was 12, it wouldn't have been that. So I'm just, and I can say that because she didn't go when I was 12. But had she gone when I was 12, it wouldn't be that. So I know she's going to be set up all right. And then her father, you know, her relationship with him, he's going to make sure that she's set up right. I hate that she can't confide in him or even lean on him during this time and that she's dealing with all of this at once. But I'm so glad first of all, you all were utterly humiliated. Playing that on a slideshow, delicious. That was que rico. I mean, that is how you do it. That is how you do it. Slow torture. I'm going to humiliate you. I'm going to embarrass you, and then I'm going to cut off your resources and not your life so that you have to figure it out. That is lovely. That's lovely.
That was poetry. You know, very poetic. But yeah, that's some ugly behavior for you.
I ain't never been sad for a white woman until now. But I'm sad for that lady because nobody deserves that like that. Nobody deserves that sequence of events, period. In that short amount of time, nobody deserves it as the only trauma, but really with the trauma of getting ready to lose somebody close to you, like, and then you got the pressure of being pregnant. Woo! I pray that lady's peace. May she come up on top forever, unless she's a Trump supporter.
But that's all I got for today.
That's peak ugly behavior.
Yeah.
That's peak ugly behavior. We also spoke about a little ugly behavior on the pre-show. So if you're not a part of the Patreon, you might want to get on over there. I told XD don't edit out. I wasn't as flagrant as I could have been, but you'll get the gist from my facial expressions and various noises. So yeah, also we talk about peak ugly behavior on the pre-show. Make sure you all keep that shit intact. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Bye, y'all.
Bye.